Today we're busting 40 Fortnite Season 2 myths. Can you get 100 people on one grind rail in Mega City? Guys, let's do one at a time. Can we get one person to hop on the grind rail? Second person, go meet them in the middle. Everyone start hopping. Yo! All right, we got the entire lobby on this one grind rail. Myth confirmed. Stay tuned because we got 39 more myths to bust. So the new bikes are super fast, but what happens if two of them run straight into each other? Oh, I just sent him flying, but no real damage to the bike. Interesting. All right, so this one's a classic for the myth videos. Can you turn into the new Season 2 boss by killing them using Mystique? Here we go. All right, he's dead. Let's go for the emote. Wait, you can! That's cool. I want to try this with another character. Okay, so this guy is brand new, and that's an unreleased skin. Okay, let's see if we can transform into him, because this skin is not released yet. And you can. And actually, this is kind of new because they recently made it to where you couldn't do this with Mystique anymore. My backline's actually glitched under the ground when I transformed. I don't know what's going on here. So there's the new Cyber Dragon in Mega City, but can you actually land on this thing using a rogue bike? Wait, you actually can, and it boosts you all the way up like this? Oh my God, bro. That's nuts. Myth confirmed. Okay, but I want to try to actually land on this thing because this could be a great hiding spot. Let's use the blade and see if that's possible. Oh, almost, but it does end up flying you up. Myth sort of busted. So there's these brand new cars in Season 2, and I've always wondered this. Can you actually fish someone and just yoink them out of a car? Let's check it with the bike. Well, okay, it works with the bike. Does it work with the car? Wait, let's break the windows. How about now? Wait, it works? Myth confirmed. I got to try this out in a real game. So the chickens are still in Season 2, and you can jump around with them and kind of float through the air, but you weren't able to sprint. Can you sprint with the chickens in Season 2? Wait. You actually can now. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to start picking up the chickens, but it does actually give you a little bit of a boost. That's awesome. Myth confirmed. But what about combining the chickens with the grind rails? If we build up enough momentum, could we get a super jump out of this? Here we go. Got the chicken. I'm just holding the chicken on the rail. Sprint. Jump. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, new rotation method unlocked. You just need a chicken. Myth confirmed. The brand new rogue bikes are super fast, but how many wooden builds would it take to stop them? All right, here we go. Full speed and... oh my God, you go through every single build. What? I guess it's unstoppable. Or is it? Let's try with brick. Okay, here we go. Full speed. One brick wall. Are you kidding me? Now, apparently you can combine a chicken with the vent from the Cyber Dragon in Mega City to get some insane height. All right, here goes nothing. Wait. What happened to the chicken? The chicken died. Yeah, I guess this myth is busted. Can you take the key card from the NPC in Mega City and open any of the vaults on the map? All right, here we go. Got the card. All right, let's go to Shattered Slabs. Moment of truth. It does open the vault. So I guess it opens any of the locked vaults on the map, besides the ones that require keys. Somebody told me that you can actually shoot while using the zip lines if you're swimming before using them. So I guess you have to be at the loot island because it's the only zip line that's floating above water potentially. And it does work. You can just shoot while zipping up. Myth confirmed. Everyone says the new munition slide augment is very good. I personally think it's okay. Maybe it's going to be good in competitive, but can you get maximum medium ammo if you slide from height limit? All right, I have 0 ammo and I'm at height limit. Let's try this out. Here we go. We're gaining. All right, so we gained about 88 ammo from that. But actually, guys, we have to re-record this. Fortnite just nerfed this augment, and now when you go all the way from the top to the bottom, you only get 32 ammo instead of 88. I guess this augment was just way too powerful. Kind of silly. So back in Season 7, they added this thing where you can tip the bus driver, and a lot of people forgot about it. But can you still tip the bus driver in Chapter 4, Season 2? If we talk to this lady at Frenzy Fields, you do have the option to tip the bus driver 250 gold and This time, it still does absolutely nothing. It does play a sound effect though. Myth confirmed. Last season, we discovered you can shoot players through walls if their hand or gun is sticking through the walls. Can you still do that in season 2? And yes, you can. So you got to be careful. If you're pressed up against the wall, you might take some damage. So with the new treasure hunter augment, you can see the chests when you enter a new POI, but I honestly think it's kind of useless. And as you can see, this is how it looks on DX12, but it's even more useless on performance mode because you don't even see the highlights of the chest. You just see the icons, which also doesn't really give you much more info than just listening for the chests themselves. Okay, so last season we couldn't fit 3 people on a dirt bike, but how about the new road bikes? Can you have 3 people? No, you can't. I guess there's only room for 2. Myth busted. In chapter 3 season 2, there was this crazy bug with the bubble shield where you can throw it on a truck and the truck would go absolutely flying, and it actually got the bubble shields vaulted. Now they're back, and I gotta know if they fix this bug. All right, here we go. We put on the spot. We're driving. I guess they fixed it. Myth busted. Last season, they just vaulted boats randomly during the heist update, and people were confused what's going on. Boats are just gone. Now in season 2, they're still gone, but Arena for some reason has boats. So I guess the myth is true. Boats are still in the game, just not in pubs. It's so weird. So a lot of people still don't know this. Back in chapter 2, we had Slurpy Swamp and it would heal you. But did you guys know that in Steamy Springs, if you go into the hot springs, you can actually get your health back up? Now, it will only give you your normal health, not shields. And it's a little bit slow, but it's a good tip to know. There's a myth that if you actually hit the gongs on the map, it will make a gong sound effect. All right. Oh, it does. Let's try this with our pickaxe. That's pretty cool. Attention to detail. I love it. Myth confirmed. Can you drive the rogue bike on a grind rail? This is a little tricky. Wait. I guess you can. Myth busted. So apparently you can use your katana into the launch pad for extra height. Let's check this out. All right, here we go. Katana. Oh, you do get a huge boost, but I don't think you're much higher, but you're definitely getting there a lot faster. Interesting. I would say myth confirmed. The Cyber Dragon on top of Mega City breathes fire every time the storm closes. The question is, can he actually damage you? And no, he can't, but that looks so cool. Myth busted. For some reason, the Thunder Pump Shotgun found its way into Chapter 4 Season 2. And this lady right here at Frenzy Fields apparently drops the Thunder Shotgun. And yes, she does. And it's gray, and you can't even upgrade it. So there's no point in going for the Thunder. So Fortnite replaced the airdrops with these brand new loot caches, and they start off at legendary rarity, and as you wait, they actually decrease all the way down. Now the question is, can you keep waiting until they go down to green or even get a gray loot cache? Let's find out. Just gonna sit here.
1 hour later.
So I sat here for a long time, and I guess blue rarity is the lowest, but every time you open it, you will still get a legendary slurp, which is kind of cool. So if you guys didn't know, the heisted exotic weapons from last season are actually in season 2, and the exotic red eye is pretty good, but it only has 12 bullets. So I had an idea. What happens if you use the extended mag augment with the exotic AR? Here we go. 12 bullets, reload. And we go from 12 to 15? Only 3 extra bullets. That's a little underwhelming, but it does make it a little better, if confirmed. So the new rogue bikes are one of the fastest vehicles we've had. It can go up to 96 miles per hour. But what if you're going downhill? All right, we're speeding, and would you look at that? We have an extra 1 mile per hour because we're going downhill. I was honestly hoping to break 100. Myth confirmed. Apparently, if you stand 22 meters away from a box and use your katana, you will perfectly be placed inside your opponent's box. All right, let's try this out. And it works even if they're turbo building. You can pump them in the face or finish with the combo, but you have to be exactly 22 meters. If you're any closer or further, you will not go through the wall. And it works even on metal builds. So with the return of heavy snipers, they even added a glint. So if someone's aiming at you, you can kind of see them from a distance. But the heavy sniper is not the only sniper in the game. Does this work with the Dragon Breath sniper? There's the glint with the heavy. And oh, the Dragon's Breath does not have a glint. So if you see that, you might as well drop the heavy for that, because that's going to be a huge bonus. Myth confirmed. Can you bunny hop on top of the guardrails to gain more speed and momentum? All right, here we go. Okay. Yeah, you can. It requires some decent timing, but it actually works. Myth confirmed. Can you do an emote on the grind rails? And you absolutely can. So go ahead and Cypher strut on the grind rails. Just don't get headshot sniped. And it looks like you could even jump while emoting for a little bit of a boost. Myth confirmed. So people are saying on the Fortnite Season 2 map that there is a potential volcano on the map. And it's this mountain right here on the top of Mega City. And actually, if you go to the top of this mountain, there is some sort of hot spring at the top. And if you look at the map, it does kind of look like it could be shaped like a volcano. Even the hills would allow lava to flow down into Mega City. And does that mean Mega City could potentially be in trouble during a live event? We'll have to wait and see. So apparently there's a myth. If you rift while you're on top of a grind rail, it completely breaks your game. Let's try this out. All right, rift. Oh my God. Okay, Epic, do not add the rift to go in Fortnite Season 2. Do not add the rift to go in Fortnite Season 2. Myth confirmed. That is terrifying. All right, that's enough of that, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the myths. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.